Okay, so this is multiplication of radical expressions. That dot right there, that dot means multiply. Okay, so if you didn't see the dot, you would assume this is like subtracting, but it's not. That dot means multiply. And when we multiply, the first thing we're going to do is multiply the numbers that are in front of the radical. And just because you see a minus doesn't mean that is not a number. It is actually -1. So -1 times -1 is +1. So that's the first thing we do. We don't have to write the +1. It's just assumed that it's there, but it is positive. Next, underneath the radical, 9 times 3, 27. Then p squared times p to the third is p to the fifth. Remember, with the exponents, we add. So now we're going to simplify. Now, notice that some of you might have said, well, Mr. Spalding, why didn't you simplify the 9 at the beginning? And I could have done that because that's exactly what I have to do anyway. So the square root of 9 is 3, and then 3 is left underneath. And then p to the fifth is, if I basically think about this, if I have p to the fifth, that means I have p squared times p squared times p. And the reason why I'm doing that is so you can see we add the exponents, that's 5, and the square root of p squared is p. So this one comes out, times another one, leaving me with 1 underneath. So that would be p squared times the square root of p. So that's what I put, p squared times p underneath. And that's how to get that answer. Okay, for the second one. Again, we want to multiply the numbers that are in front of the radicals. That's a -2 times 1, so that would be a -2. Then we're going to multiply the numbers inside. 3 times 15 is 45. Then we're going to multiply the variables. B times b squared is b to the third. Remember, we add the exponents for those. So we have this. Are we done? No, because 45 can be broken down into 9 times 5, e to the third. 9 is a perfect square root, comes out as a 3. 3 times -2 is -6. B to the third has a perfect square root, right? This should be a 6. That has a b, because we have a b, the square root of b squared is b. What's left underneath? Well, 5 is left underneath, and then 1b. Remember, b to the third underneath the radical is the same thing as b squared times b, 1. B squared comes out as a b, and there's still 1b left underneath.